Those of you who haven't had a chance to finish your briefing packets, please keep reading. As we've all just learned, this day is not over. Our national security is still being threatened. And we are here to consider our options. Mr. Woods.
Your briefing materials include FBI intelligence about a cache of biological weapons on Starkwood's main compound in Northern Virginia. This is a recent satellite view of the compound. Over 3 square miles, 259 structures. The weapons could be hidden anywhere on the facility.
What kind of bioweapons are we talking about?
This is Ben Landry. He's director of CDC. He's here to answer any questions you may have in regards to the pathogen. Ben?
I've just received a preliminary report from our agents in the field. They've identified the pathogen as a prion variant indigenous to the East Congo. It's a form of creutzfeldt-jakob disease. It attacks the brain and the nervous system. Causes dementia, physical deterioration, ultimately death. A standard CJB kills within several months, but this strain kills more quickly.
How long?
A day, maybe 2. There's no treatment for this disease. There's no cure. If dispersed over a populated area, the results would be catastrophic.
But it goes without saying, we cannot allow a private military force, these killers, to possess weapons of mass destruction. And we need to find these weapons and arrest those bastards in Starkwood who are responsible for bringing them here.
Madam President, given the size of the compound, it would take a considerable force to locate these weapons. Not to mention the fact that there are 1,500 highly trained mercenaries on that base. God forbid they decide to resist. We could have a small war in our own backyard.
I share those concerns, Madam President. We also have to consider the possibility that Starkwood might use these biological weapons against our own forces.
What about an airstrike?
A facility that large would require multiple bombing runs. We'd be looking at massive casualties on the Starkwood base with no guarantee of destroying the bioweapons. For all we know, they've been buried underground or in fortified facilities. There's also a risk that hitting these weapons with insufficient force could release the bioagent into the atmosphere.
We can't just ignore the law here. All these scenarios would be in violation of the Posse Comitatus Act. I mean, we can't deploy military personnel in a law enforcement capacity. Not without congressional approval.
Now, what I'm hearing is that there are no good options. I don't accept that. Until we find a way to contain this threat, we are risking another